Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Fitness Over 30. I am Omari, and I'm joined by Jen Beck, our resident nutritionist. How you doing?
Good, Omari. How are you?
I'm doing good. So we got an interesting topic today. We're going to talk a little bit about vitamin D. And I'm going to start this one out because I had a lot of misconceptions about vitamin D growing up just because I'm African American. And I thought as long as I hit the sun, I would always be good. And I thought also that I would never burn in the sun.
Oh.
Yeah. So, it's been, so I bring this up because I went and got some blood work done and I was 0 in vitamin D.
Wow.
And I'm that person who I'm outside a lot. I'm not light skinned. I'm kind of a dark guy. And I'm still deficient in vitamin D. And I also burned in Florida. So, to me, it's maybe a little bit, and I know that's different. Skin and vitamin D is a total different subject, but it all tied together in my mind.
Yeah.
So, vitamin D, why is it so important, and why would I be so deficient in it?
Well, there's a lot to that. So, vitamin D, so any vitamin means, it comes from vital amine, which means vital for life.
Okay.
So any vitamin that has been discovered is essential for us to live and function at our highest level.
Okay.
So vitamin D is one that plays such a massive role in so many different areas of our health. There's a lot of people that are vitamin D deficient. 70% of our population is vitamin D deficient.
70%?
70%.
Wow, okay.
Because we're not getting it, we're not absorbing it, we're not getting it from our food supplies. We're not, one of our best sources of vitamin D is the sun. The challenge is that we live in Ohio, right?
Right.
And so anything really north of, I think it's Georgia, we don't get enough sun exposure to give us enough vitamin D just from being in the sun.
Okay.
So, we can get some extra in the summertime, but because of where we're at geographically, we don't have the ability to get enough from the sun by itself. So that's where supplementation comes in. There's a lot of vitamin D in things like eggs and meat and things like that. But if somebody's a vegetarian, they're not necessarily getting a lot of those nutrients. And, a lot of times people are supplementing with inferior quality. So even if they're taking a D supplement, they may be supplementing with D2. A lot of people think they're getting vitamin D from milk because milk is fortified with vitamin D2, not D3.
Okay.
Right? So we're not taking in absorbable forms because we're not intentionally looking to create that.
Okay, so I'm going to stop you. You said D2 as opposed to D3.
Mm-hmm.
So D3 is what we're looking for,
yes.
And D2 is kind of like not as good a substitute.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do we know when we're looking which one we're getting? Is it on the label?
It'll be on the label.
All right.
Yeah, it'll be on the label. And then having things like vitamin K and calcium also help with absorption, right? Those kind of work really well together to make sure we're absorbing all of our nutrients. But vitamin D is one of those nutrients that if you're deficient in it, it can be really difficult to lose weight. Your risks of cancer go up. Your risks of heart disease go up. There's all kinds of neurological disorders. Vitamin D is one of those things that is so critical to our overall health that if we're deficient in it, there's lots of things that can break down. So having your vitamin D levels tested is important because that way foundationally where you're at. I supplement with 5,000 IU of vitamin D a day.
Okay, I do the same now, too. And I also take a healthy fat with it sometimes if I don't have that vitamin K.
Yeah.
Because you do want to make sure you pay attention to what Jen said, guys. If you're just taking your vitamin D and you're not taking something to help you absorb it, you may be wasting your time.
Yeah, and that's where, a lot of supplements come in. Like you can go to supplements, there's lots of different levels of supplements. You can go to Walgreens and get a supplement where you buy one and get two free. That should be a red flag.
A little bit.
Right? The same way that when you look at the quality of food that we eat, you get what you pay for. The same thing is true with supplements. Yeah. Right? You can get a McDonald's $1 cheeseburger, or you can go to Jags and get, a $40 steak. You can go to Walgreens and buy one, get two free, or you can be able to go to a really high quality supplement that you may get from like Sandy's Health and Wellness or Shackley or Singular or from your chiropractor or something like that, you're going to get a quality supplement.
Yeah, you're right. And then you do want to really pay attention. I'm not trying to blast out, like you say, Walgreens or GNC, but a lot of times those places they're not vetting what the actual product is. And that's a big part of what we're trying to do here is, like, we're trying to educate each other on what should we be doing. And we want to hear from you guys. So if you guys find that there's something that you're struggling with, maybe you went to the doctor and he tells you you're low in this, that, or the third, you can always reach out to us at Fitness Over 30 with your podcast ideas. Yeah. We will even have it eventually where you can podcast with one of us live so that you can get your questions answered right on the spot. Yeah. But, that's something that we want to be able to continue to build upon is all of these different things that maybe the public doesn't know about. And like Jen said, there are like 3 to 4 different avenues that you're getting fed information from. And a lot of times they don't even agree with each other.
Right.
So it's like we want to be that place where you can come to and know that this is genuine information. If we haven't vetted it, we will not be talking about it. Right. If we don't take it ourselves, we will not be telling you guys about it. Right. Just because that you can get that anywhere. Yeah. This is our experience that we're giving to you guys. Even though we're certified in what we do, it's more about our experience that we want to share with you, and we want to hear from you too, guys. So this vitamin D thing sounds like everybody needs to be focusing in on it and making sure, because if 70% of the population is a little bit deficient in vitamin D, that's a huge problem because, like you said, it plays a role in so many different things that people may not even realize. So I think we're probably going to have to do more than one part to this particular one.
I would agree.
Yeah, just because vitamin D has so many benefits.
Yeah.
Yes, I know for men, I think it also goes to our potency. Yeah, I mean, if you're vitamin D deficient, a lot of times that could be something where men are using like Cialis or something like that. Maybe all you need is vitamin D.
Yeah, and energy levels and brain fog. I mean, vitamin D is essential for so many different functions in our body. So guys, if you want to have a little in the bedroom, you might want to take a little vitamin D on the side.
That's right. Well, I just think about that because I know Cialis is one, and what's the Viagra? I know those things are not cheap. I mean, a bottle of vitamin D you could probably get about a year's supply or 2 years supply for one bottle.
Without the side effects.
Great point, definitely.
Right, if you're worried about having, an erection for more than 4 hours, or it could cause a heart attack or something else, it's like, maybe we rethink that. Let's take a vitamin to start with instead. That's
right. And so getting that baseline checked, as you talked about earlier, that is something that we want to advocate so much to everyone. Yeah. At least once or twice a year, make sure you go get blood work. Go see your general practitioner, and if they're not checking for these specific things, you ask them to.
Yep.
Absolutely. What we'll do, we'll make a point to get a list of everything you should get checked for, and we'll put that on the website so you guys can go and use that as a reference before you go get your annual checkup.
Yeah, that's a great idea. There are so many, and, so my husband, I told his doctor the last time he went, check all of these things, do a particle test for the LDL, do this, do this, do this, do this. And then he went back for a recheck 6 months later because he had a couple levels that were a little low and one that was high. And so we sent him back, and the doc did a quarter of the original test that he did. And I'm like, well, what is the point? We have no baseline now for what progress you've made. So he had to call back and say, can I get this work done again? And now he has to go get stuck again to be able to get the same test results. But it's really important that you're aware of where you're at health-wise and what's at the base level. And then you can be able to make adjustments based on that versus going, well, I think Dr. Oz was talking about this, and I read this in the magazine, and I'm doing this, but not really knowing what's going on in your body at a cellular level with your baseline levels and things like that.
And I'm going to go a step further. I don't want you at your baseline. I want you higher than your baseline.
Right.
I want you living optimal.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like even when you get those numbers, if your doctor tells you at the baseline, that's not a good sign. You want to
your
be
numbers are in range.
right.
Yes.
It's like you want to be in an optimal range. So, you know, make sure that you get a doctor or someone to help you, whether it's us or somebody else in your life who has that education to be able to read those charts and understand, hey, look, he's not looking out for you over here.
Right.
And that's the main thing, because with disease, it starts when you're deficient in vitamins and nutrients. And so if we can start to get the population to understand, don't wait till you're sick. Find out beforehand, because then you can do something about it. You can make the correct changes to make your life go longer and be a more functional, happy life.
Absolutely.
So I'm not going to go much further. I'm going to leave this topic I'm going to have you take this topic up with another professional, because I think I have somebody on our team who will really, you guys will knock this out the park. So for now, that's it for vitamin D, but we hope you guys got a lot out of it. If nothing else, I hope you go get those baselines checked.
Yes.
And like Jen said, make sure if you do take a vitamin D supplement, it's D3.
Yes.
And also make sure you're taking something to help you absorb it, which was vitamin K and
healthy fats and vitamin calcium.
All right. Well, guys, thank you for listening, and we hope you have a great day. Take care.